Good Morning Thailand on the way. Jay and Natty in the building. We're doing a sort of an outside broadcast version downstairs today because, well, the air conditioning's not working upstairs. Now, the double CSA are meeting today. We've got some rumours about what they might be coming up with. Also, we've got a third Thai airline that's gone bankrupt this week. News on that, or coming up on Good Morning Thailand.
Helps us way more than you know. Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. The show is presented by Deva Beach Resort, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special day as we've moved here to the town hall, and presenting with me today is Tim Newton and Natty Warisa.
Basically, we've been kicked out.
Yeah. It is what it is. We've had to move with the times.
Very interesting situation where upstairs is, we'll have to talk about that too. Upstairs is like a sauna, like it's truly, truly hot. We've got the windows open and everything, but of course as the day gets warmer, it's just like walking down the street in Bangkok on a hot day.
That's right.
Oof.
How are you doing today, Natty?
I'm doing well.
Who's this?
It's my best friend.
That's Florence.
No.
Henrietta's mother.
That's right. And joining us once again today is Leah Molesworth, ladies and gentlemen. Carmel is still on her sabbatical. She's still refusing to come back to work. However, I think we've come to terms with her contract negotiations, or just negotiations in general.
How long does it take to recover from a facelift?
I guess
Usually.
4 days normally. 4 to 5
Very
days. The
quick
swelling
face-
goes down.
We'll find out when she gets back.
Yes. So welcome back, Leah, standing in for Carmel today. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple of topics. You can skip after the live video to the part where we
They probably
briefly
skip to the end.
Yeah, but we briefly talk about the news, so you can use those timestamps. As for now, let me give you a quick rundown of what we're going to be talking today. We're going to be talking about the CCSA. They're having a meeting today. Are alcohol restrictions finally going to be completely gone away? Can people drink all night long? Second, we're going to talk about Thailand's tourism and how they're targeting the UK, India and Germany because of the lack of Chinese tourists. And a couple more stories involving the bankruptcy of Thai AirAsia X and the Bangkok Governor candidates being asked questions by Russel Crowe.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Because that's what times have brought us to. So you have that to look forward to. Starting with the CCSA introducing the Green Zone. For anyone who's watched the movie Triple X, which is the action movie with Vin Diesel. Tim loves that movie. Welcome to the Green Zone.
Well, we would like to tell you what the Green Zone is going to be.
Yes.
And it is hotly rumoured that the CCSA is going to introduce these green zones today. And there's already been blue zones and yellow zones and orange zones. Good gracious, there was red zones and dark red zones at one stage.
Yes.
So we're heading in the right direction with these green zones. But we read 3 or 4 different stories about what these zones were going to be, and I think by the end of it we were none the wiser. So we're not going to even try and describe to you what the green zones are. The bottom line, it looks like today, of what's going to happen is that they are going to try and reopen the bars and pubs and karaoke bars, which I know you're very interested in, Natty. Just sing into here. Is going to be, that's really going to be the topic of today. Mm-hmm. So they're talking about reopening the bars and the pubs. They're going to change the alert from 3 to 2, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Interestingly, there's no talk about the Thailand pass.
Yes.
It's not rumoured that they're going to change anything with the Thailand pass.
And normally you always get rumours of early Friday morning that, this is possibly going to happen.
Yeah. So it looks like all they're going to do is reopen something that, for all intents and purposes, is already open.
Yeah. Officially. Because that matters, right? Because they'll get the goodies out. I think the people who are, I wouldn't say up to no good, but the rebellion will stay strong no matter what.
So, but I think
against the alcohol sales, by the way.
So life may improve for people living here in Thailand, where you'll be able to officially go to the bars which are already open.
Yeah.
However, there is no joy, it appears from what we know, for the people wanting to come back to Thailand in regards to the Thailand pass. You're still going to have to upload your passport, your $10,000 insurance, and what else? Your vaccination information.
Yeah.
So whatever changed for May the 1st looks like it's going to continue for the next month. So no joy for the Thailand pass. That seems to be the bottom line.
Yeah. Natty, you're a Bangkokian. You're from the blue zone. If you do get moved to the green zone,
Wow.
does that make you happier than you were about
I would
a
like
day
to
ago?
see the pros and cons of each zone because I feel like the color changed, but I don't know necessarily what changed, you know?
Okay.
I feel like the policies are pretty much more or less the same things.
So I would actually ask the question, tell us what was a blue zone? Well, you're currently in a blue zone. What does
Yes.
that mean?
The blue zone is the best zone to be in Thailand.
See, nobody knows.
Because it has the least amount of restrictions. Well, currently the situation's improved, but the blue zones were the first zones in Thailand to have the least amount of restrictions.
That's about right. But if we don't actually know which zone we're in or what the actual zones mean, how the hell do the tourists know?
Because we're in the Xander zone.
Okay. So yeah, what can we say about the blue zone? Well, it's lighter than the dark blue zone. That's about all we know.
The zones are very confusing, and
Very confusing.
It's very, what's the word?
Like you read that article 3 times and you came
Yeah.
out going, I don't know what they're talking about.
I mean, it's just a waste of time talking about the zones.
Yeah.
Let's just get down to it and talk about, officially reopening the nightlife,
So-
getting rid of the Thailand pass, and that's all that the people want. Give the people what they want.
Well, I don't think there's going to be any joy for the Thailand pass today, but I think the bar owners, the people in the industry, have really been getting into the ear of the people who make the decisions, and it's just ridiculous at the moment that there is still a ban on bars where you can go to most of the hot tourist zones,
Yeah.
and they're clearly already open and operating, which is fine, and the COVID numbers are going down. So everything points to the fact that they just need to get this game out of the way.
I don't think it's just bars and restaurants, though. I think like big event holders are also waiting for the Thailand pass to ease, and so more tourists can come in. You know, we have the Thai Fex Anuga coming up right this weekend.
The what?
The largest food festival in Thailand, happening at Baitek, right? Happening this week, as well as the Andamanda water park, which will open this week. So we don't have enough tourists for them
Yeah.
to go there, and we really need
clearly.
to open up so that they can also make money, employ local people, and let the economy thrive once again.
That's right.
By the way, Jay,
Yeah.
Natty did really well yesterday.
Yes, she did.
In fact,
Oh,
we
gosh.
all did really well without you.
Yeah, I noticed.
We didn't want to make too much of it.
This is the first time I missed an episode in 300 episodes, and no one cared. And no
Well,
one
I
should.
cared. I cared a lot. Actually, I have a lot of respect for you hosting it because it wasn't easy at all for me. Yeah.
Well,
Anyways.
Thank you, Natty, for
you
the
had two
kind
very
words.
difficult guests. So that made it difficult for you.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to...
You're reading the comments. That's
I
what
did.
Lee is here for.
I did. I read the comment because I saw a comment directly referencing your comment.
Oh, dear. What
Yeah.
did they say?
So PG Santa said, question for Jay, considering how well Natty did hosting the show yesterday, are you feeling any pressure to up your game?
yeah.
Oof, PG Santa.
There you go.
Sweating. But I'm glad the show went well yesterday. Thank you for filling in for me.
You were hoping it was going to be an abject failure.
No.
You were hoping that all the technical stuff was going to fail. Natty was going to fluff her lines.
If the
I was
team
going to start
fails-
crying.
But if the team fails, I fail. If the show fails, I fail. Therefore, it's in my best interest for everyone to do well.
I kind of wanted to see Tim cry. Cute.
Tim just starts crying. All right,
All
talking
right.
about tourists, let's talk about Thailand targeting the UK, India, and Germany. Now, the PATA, which is the Pacific Asia Travel Association, they've basically come out and said, look, the Chinese tourists are not coming back anytime soon. They've got 40 cities under full or partial lockdown. They're not. If they do have any restrictions opening up, it's probably going to be for domestic travel first. So forget about them for another year or more. Let's focus on tourists from UK, India, and Germany. Now, India, we know, Germany's a bit of a surprise for me. UK, not so much. Any comments on that? Now, what I found interesting was they further went on to say that they've done a study. And in the study, they said that Thailand's tourism industry is showing signs of recovery, with increasing visitor numbers over the next 3 years expected to reach 46.9 million by the end of 2024, which is 7 million more than the record set in 2019 by the end of 2024. Now, this is if everything goes to plan, which it never really does it?
This is just rubbish. They must be using the same crystal ball that the TAT were using for the past 2 years, trying to suggest that we're going to not only reach the numbers of tourists that were coming here in 2019, but exceed that by another 6 or 7 million. Where are they making up these numbers? They're assuming that there's not going to be any recession in countries around the world, which there will be. They're assuming that there's not going to be any escalation in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, which there probably will be. They're assuming that everything is going to not only return to normal, but everybody's going to say, let's go to Thailand. So I don't know how they can come up with these assumptions. It's all very well for them to do so, and they're highly paid, and they've probably got a lot more knowledge than me. But I'm not sure what they're backing up these highly optimistic figures. But people are going to print this and publish it today, and this organisation, PATA, is going to be, in another 2 years, we can look back and say they were either right or they were idiots.
Well, we hope that they're right. But I'm not sure about getting 7 million more than that was set in 2019. I think that would be very difficult to achieve.
Extremely. Particularly because, as you mentioned before, you've not only not got the Chinese coming at the moment, but you don't have the Russians or the Ukrainians.
Yeah.
Now, the Russians were a chunk of the market 2019, or even earlier this year. They were the highest amount of tourists coming back into the country before February the 24th when Russia invaded Ukraine. So, we've got some really big mountains to climb. Since Songkran's finished, the numbers of tourists in places like Samui and Phuket has dived. I mean, it's really back down to very, very low levels. And they should just be wanting the British or the Indians or the Germans. They should be saying to anybody, please come to Thailand. I don't think they should be targeting any particular countries. Leia's had enough. She's gone. And there she goes. She's going to the toilet.
Oh, no.
That's where it is, just behind us.
Oh no! You made her nervous. Now she's run away now. Oh no!
Now she's gone for real.
Yeah. Any comments on that, Natty?
I think the reason why they need to focus on specific areas is because it's hard to target everybody. Like the amount of cash trying to promote Thailand to the whole world is going to be mountainous. Yeah. So they're just targeting the ones that they know for sure. Oh, if we promote Thailand enough, or we hit the right thing that they want to hear or they want to come here for, then they would certainly come here. I know a lot of German people who come here for 2 or 3 days and then they end up staying here for a lifetime. So I don't know what it is with the German people, but I know you guys love Thailand. Please come.
Yeah. I also think that it would be smart to target the countries with the shortest flights.
Yeah.
So ASEAN countries and South Korea and Japan and Hong Kong, Taiwan, they're the ones I'd be approaching first. Australia, only 8 hours. 8 hours.
I think we should do our part and make a special plea video that should be played in these countries' embassies. Please come visit Thailand. Yeah, Natty can do Germany. I'll do India for obvious reasons.
I'll do Australia.
No, you do UK. No, Australia. Australians will come sooner or later.
Me and Rusty will get together and we'll do a special video.
Oh yeah, you and good old Russ.
Yeah.
Okay.
G'day, mate.
Yeah.
Time to come back to Thailand.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry,
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're finally going to address some of the questions that Bangkok Governor candidates had to to do.
The Bangkok Governor election debate.
that Russel Crowe asked these Bangkok governors questions. We're going to look at their fruitful answers. We'll be back right after this.
A Thai man is demanding an unnamed airline to take responsibility for injuries that he said were caused by turbulence during a flight from Nakhon Si Thammarat to Bangkok. He said his lower back and coccyx were in agony, but when he expressed the wish to go to the hospital, he was allegedly told to pay for the expenses himself. The airline has denied responsibility for his injuries. As the flight landed at Suvarnabhumi Airport at around 9 p.m. yesterday evening, airline staff asked 45-year-old Warai Patbunma whether he wanted them to call an ambulance, so he said yes. Then the airline staff said he would have to pay for the expenses himself, so he went to the hospital in a van instead. After his trip to the hospital, he went to the airport's police station to file a complaint against the airline. Waraipat said his injuries were caused by the impact of repeated turbulence throughout the journey and a bumpy landing. Police Lieutenant Colonel Paisan Wirakit Panit, an officer at Suvarnabhumi Airport Police Station, confirmed that the man went to see Nakarin Hospital in Bang Na, where he could use the universal Thai health insurance. Police are still waiting for the hospital to send the results determining the severity and cause of his injuries. Now that Thailand's travel restrictions are easing, Phuket officials are on a meeting at Phuket City Hall 2 days ago to discuss drug issues in the island province. The meeting was led by a director from the Region 8 Drug Enforcement Administration. The officials noted that drug users and sellers consistently communicate with email, social media, and Line, a chat app popular in Thailand. They also noted that parcels of narcotics sent to Phuket are usually hidden in coastal areas, such as mangrove forests and fish cages. The officials said more intensive searches in these areas are needed. In addition, they said that more cooperation between the government and related networks is needed to monitor drug routes by land and water. The officials said airlines need tighter surveillance to prevent drug smuggling to Phuket. However, the group also discussed the importance of drug addicts getting quality help. And lastly, a Canadian expat in Chiang Mai is now in jail today after driving his car around the city, stealing metal traffic barriers. Yes, metal traffic barriers. 69-year-old Ronald John Price was arrested yesterday on Ratchadamnern Road in Chiang Mai. According to reports, Mr. Price stealing metal traffic barriers from around the province. He drove his sedan car to different locations around the city, stacked the barriers on top of his car, and took them home. Some of the spots he visited had CCTV cameras, so the police were able to track him down from his car registration plates. They were able to identify him from the footage. Police said he used to work as a postman in Canada and has spent his retirement in Thailand at a rented house in Chiang Mai. The police added that Mr. Price had been arrested for robbery in the past and that he'd just been released from the Chiang Mai Central Prison on April 27th. The officers say they will track down the junk dealer or the recycling center where the man sold those barriers. The shops could also face charges for being an accessory in the crimes and buying stolen goods.
And welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Thailand with Natty, Tim, and I.
Yes.
I've had some constructive criticism from some of our viewers suggesting that I say I instead of me.
Well, I think that's you meant to say I, not me.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
So I'm not supposed to say me, Tim, and Natty. I'm supposed to say Natty, Tim, and I.
Do you know what? I don't care. I understand exactly what you say.
You're such a rebel, Tim, that's why. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this show is brought to you by Dewa Beach Resort. You can visit Dewa Beach Resort in Nayang, Phuket and get a 10% discount if you type in the code Thaiger at checkout. And I'd like to give a special shout out to Chef Bushy, who's in our live chat, who actually visited us a couple of months ago and brought some gifts along as well. I apologize, Chef Bushy, for wearing my Packers jersey today. I was actually wearing the Cubs jersey and it's in the laundry. I was wearing it earlier this week. So that's why. Please forgive me. But thank you for the gifts.
That's a lot of information
do appreciate
for us.
it. Yes.
Good.
Hey, You've got to do what you've got to do.
All right.
Moving on to our next topic, which is regarding the Bangkok Governor elections. Now, day before yesterday, we were talking about how Russel Crowe is going to be playing his part in the Bangkok Governor elections. And he finally, through a pre-recorded video, sent in 3 questions for 3 different Bangkok candidates. And they each had very fruitful and interesting answers. Some of them
right?
quite honest and truthful. One, you know,
Hilarious.
there's always one person who goes out of his way to just say some random things. So the 3 questions he asked, Natty and Tim, were basically regarding about the flooding, the power lines, and lastly, how are you going to make Bangkok more accessible to foreigners? Now, 2 of them went on to say, look, regarding the power lines, let's address the power lines first.
Which aren't power lines.
Yes, they're more like what?
Communication
cables. But let's just call them power lines for now because they're easier to talk about. Talking about getting a solution for the power lines, the first 2 candidates said, look, we don't have the budget to do it, you know, to move it underground. All this talk about moving it underground, we don't have the budget to do it. It's not really possible for the next governor to do it, and that's where it ended. Now, the third person said, you know, we should embrace the fact that Bangkok is beautiful and it has power lines. In fact, we should go out and maybe plant trees and plants instead.
What, to just cover up the black cabling?
No. Just embrace the fact that they're there. They're beautiful as they are.
Beautiful?
But let's go.
They're unique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go plant trees instead.
Like, well, I mean, planting the trees is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All for that. But I'm just to say that the black cabling is somehow, we can't actually do anything about the problem, so we'll just don't worry about it. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think tourists are going to be rushing to Thailand to see the black cabling with the new green trees planted in front. I think at some stage they're going to need to get this cabling underground, and they're either going to have to do it sooner or later. So, he's just kicked the can down the road.
Yeah. Now, talking about flooding in the Chao Phraya River, the first 2 candidates, again, were quite reserved and gave honest, realistic, I don't know if it's realistic or unrealistic, but they gave more reserved answers. The first candidate saying that, look, yes, there are about 9 spots that have leakage. We'll try to implement flood defenses. The second one was even more honest, saying that, look, there's no way to protect the river from flooding. This is something that's going to happen again and again. And our third...
At least he's honest.
And our third and favorite candidate said, supercomputer. We're going to use advanced technology. We're going to use a supercomputer.
And stuff the supercomputer in the drain or something.
No, it's going to keep us more well prepared. We're going to know it's coming, and therefore it's going to be helpful in fixing the problem.
Turn the supercomputer on and off again, and that's going to help the floods?
I don't know.
I don't get it. The thing is, Bangkok's sinking.
Yeah.
The seas are rising. So over I think the next 50 years, 20% of Bangkok's going to be underwater. Or it might be within the next 20 years, 50%. I mean, it's some horrific number. Even if the predictions are exaggerated, Bangkok's got a clear problem. And just saying, oh, we're just going to have to learn to cope with it. I think the other problem is that it's not something that's going to be solved with a Bangkok budget. They're going to need a national budget to try and mitigate this. The capital's already moved, twice, from Ayutthaya to Thonburi, then from Thonburi to present-day Bangkok. So maybe it's time to look at moving that way and leaving some of these coastal areas for the Chao Phraya to take over. That's just what's going to happen.
Can I just interject you guys for just a quick second, because we have a donation from Louis Cabo, $200 US.
Oh my Lord.
200. And all in caps, he says, I thought about not going to Thailand just before I decided to go. Neutral face. I would encourage my fellow Phalangs to get a hold of your common sense. But he gave $200 US. That's worth a mention. Thank you very much, Louis.
God, thank you so much. Louis, that's very generous and much appreciated. Wow.
Is he a genius? Is he a maniac? We don't know. But Louis Cabo.
He's a billionaire.
Yes. Louis Cabo, you have been donating a lot of money recently. We'd just like to say we appreciate you and thank you very much for
If
your
you want
donation.
to come to the studio anytime, and we will lay you down on the table,
The red carpet,
and we'll give you a massage.
the full service, a
Jay's
special massage from Tim Newton.
Australian massage.
No,
Yeah.
no, Jay will do the top, Natty will do and oh no, what am I going to do? Anyway, we'll look after you if you come here.
Natty will be the voice. She'll be the soothing voice. You are now in a relaxed massage, Lewis.
You're floating on a cloud.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you very much, Lewis. We appreciate it very, very much.
Very much.
And okay, now let's talk about the last question that Russel Crowe. I can't believe we're talking about this. This is a point of topic. The last question that Russel Crowe asked was basically regarding foreigners and how Bangkok will be made more accessible to them, to which the candidates, the first two candidates, actually gave a similar answer. Once again, they said, look, we need to make English a more prominent language. We need to help encourage Bangkok citizens to welcome foreigners, and we should speak English to them. It's a universal language. We need to communicate to make it a better experience.
We need to make Bangkok great again.
Yes, and make it more high-tech and modern. The second candidate basically repeated the same things that, we need to encourage our students to train them to become tour guides. He actually suggested, we need to encourage students to train and become tour guides, as if there's no other thing
Don't be a
Bangkok could
pilot
focus
or a
on.
brain surgeon, become a tour guide.
And encourage Bangkok citizens to learn English to communicate better with foreigners.
And the third candidate.
And the third
Here we
candidate
go.
said, there's a lot of criminal activity going on in Bangkok. I will install more CCTV cameras and AI technology to recognize criminal activity to make the city safer. I just want to know what this guy's on. Seriously.
It's not the same person who wanted the AI computers
I
for
think
the
it is.
flood. Okay.
Yeah, the third candidate gave the best answers.
Right.
Embrace the power lines. Let's grow plants and trees. Let's use a supercomputer to fix our flooding problems, and let's install CCTV and AI technology to stop crime before it happens.
So
He's a tech dude for sure.
I'm
Okay.
sure he probably owns a microchip and camera company.
Right.
So
I guess.
feathering his nest.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Nettie, can I ask you regarding this? Let's educate people in the English language. Let's help Bangkokians communicate with foreigners, and let's promote tourism. Let's promote becoming a tour guide to the younger generation and students. Do you have any comments regarding these topics?
I forgot what. Well, yes. Number one, those are all very superficial and very hard to do tasks to get the whole entire nation to do that. Not saying that it's not important. For sure, you should do it concurrently with other things. Now, I think the notion of soft power. I'm thinking while I'm speaking. So I think the way we can pull in more foreigners, there's two ways. We either kind of like lure them in or they want to come in. And I think the fact that if we make them want to come in, it might be a little bit more easy. For example, we were talking about soft power not too long ago. Why don't we use more soft power to make them want to learn Thai, make them want to see Thai culture? I think that's an easier way than for the whole entire nation to start becoming tour guides. You know what I mean?
Can I just ask the silly question?
Yeah.
In countless surveys over the past at least 5 years, Bangkok's always come up number 1, 2 or 3 of the most visited cities in the world. So given that it's already one of the most visited cities in the world, why do they need to change anything? Obviously they're doing something right.
Yeah.
People are coming to Bangkok and to Thailand to enjoy what it's already offering. So I don't think... And I would say generally, as you make your way around the tourist areas in Bangkok and other parts of Thailand, that you usually find English well enough spoken to get you by. And I don't really think they need to change that particular situation. And also, it's not just English-speaking tourists coming here. I mean, the Chinese and the Russians don't speak English. And they were the most numerous of the tourists for the past 3 or 4 years. So whatever Bangkok's been doing in the past, I'd say let's do more of that.
All right, well said. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another donation.
Whoa!
It's
Sorry.
$100 from Poco Loco.
Nice.
And he says,
Goodness.
Thank
keep
you.
Tim the hell away from the viewers. That's a good one.
Poco Loco, you're going to be second on my massage list. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Poco Loco. Also, Poco Loco actually made a donation, $50, just before we ended the show last time, and we weren't able to thank him live. So thank you, Poco Logo, for your donations as well. We appreciate you and your donation and the support that you're providing us.
A lot of people donating yesterday, Natty, saying, whatever you do, don't let Jay come back.
Oh, no.
So, well, unfortunately, we'll have to send the money back.
All around me are familiar faces.
We can send the money back. We want Jay back.
Yay!
All right. Yeah. All right.
All right, our next topic is now regarding Thai AirAsia X. Unfortunately, some more bad news. They've gone bankrupt. Now, after more than 2 years without passenger flights, Thai AirAsia X has filed for bankruptcy protection, basically, and the case has been accepted by a Thai bankruptcy court last Wednesday. And the airline insisted that all of the pre-booked seats and commitments they've already made will be fulfilled, and even including the international routes that they fly to South Korea and Japan. So,
well, we should say that Thai AirAsia X is an international domestic airline.
That's right, yes.
It's got nothing to do with Thai AirAsia, which is the domestic only flight. So it's just the international X.
It is now the third airline in Thailand to file for bankruptcy, following Thai Airways and Nok Air. Guys, sad news. Are there more going to follow?
Sure, because of all the industries over the past couple of years, anything in travel, hospitality and aviation has been a really hard road to hoe. Very unpredictable, and these airlines, the failure is very, very sad. And we've got such a strong lot of airlines here I mean, the way you get around Thailand is literally by air. We don't have very good trains, or they're not sort of international standard. The highways are getting better, but literally if you want to go from here to Phuket or from here to Chiang Mai, you jump on a plane. And we've had such good low-cost airlines. And they always sort of run on the smell of an oily rag. And obviously the lack of passengers and overseas tourists has made it very difficult for these companies to continue. So sad to see those three airlines in rehabilitation. I suggest we'll probably see some more, unfortunately.
Nettie, any comments regarding these airlines going down? Do you feel sad that AirAsia X has now, gone bankrupt?
Yeah, I think I'm always a little bit sad when any business, for that matter, tanks. It's just unfortunate that this is the way it's going right now with the whole pandemic situation. It's worldwide.
Yeah.
Can't really do much about it, I guess.
Now, the director of TAX, this name might be familiar to you viewers and Natty and Tim. Tasapon Biederveld.
Oh, now, yes, he was notoriety last year.
He went viral online because he was doing a Zoom meeting.
Oh, and abusing his employees.
And he was, he was being very rude. I would say, I wouldn't necessarily say abusing, but abuse of power rather. Yes.
He was being a nasty bastard.
He was. But yes, he's also the director of TAX. He was basically saying, look, it's been difficult to raise funds, and the airline shouldered a large amount of debt. And unfortunately, this was the next stage of a viable solution to maintain the business in the long run. And that's why this has happened.
I think roughly it's about 49% owned by AirAsia in Malaysia, the main parent company, and 51% owned by Thai shareholders, which makes it a legal Thai company. I flew with Thai AirAsia X back in 2019. And they are just one of these discount airlines, which means you can travel from Thailand to do 3 to 8 hour sort of flights very, very cheaply.
All right. Sorry, there's something crazy going on in our live chat, by the way. There's a bidding wars. Now, Lewis Cabo has come back with another $100 donation.
Oh my God.
And he says, Tim, pay no attention to Poco Loco. I'm guessing he wants those massages. To which Poco Loco made another $50 donation saying, nice, looks like someone wants a special message from Tim.
Message or a massage?
I guess both.
Oh dear.
So
I'm not
Tim's
very good at massage,
massages
right?
in high demand currently, with natty voiceover.
And what are you gonna do, Jay?
I don't know.
Since
I think
there's
they're going to pay
water.
me to stay away, if anything.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Yes.
gentlemen, thank you
Very
very, very,
surprising.
very much for your donations. We do appreciate it. I don't know what much to say about it. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. All right, we're going to take another quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to take your live questions and answers,
Oh, it's Leah time.
as well as our last story, which involves a Canadian man who was arrested for stealing traffic barriers.
Steel traffic barriers.
Yeah.
Can we call her Princess Leia?
We could, yeah.
Yeah,
It
let's call
makes
her Princess Leia.
Princess Leia.
Yes.
So we've got Carmel, the voice of God,
Yes.
not the prophet of reason, and Princess Leia.
Princess Leia.
Princess Leia.
Yes. She's not amused.
Any Leia has to be a princess.
Yeah.
It's the law.
Do you know who Princess Leia? Maybe she doesn't know.
Of course she does.
Leah.
Yeah, but it's the American way of saying Leah. They don't say Leah.
Really?
I think. I don't know. I just made that up. But it makes sense to me. Therefore, it's right. All right.
You'll be whoever we want to call you.
We're going to take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we will address your questions and answers, ladies and gentlemen. Be right back.
Good Morning Thailand gets up to 80,000 viewers per week, and we'd like to weaponise our audience for you.
That's right. So if you have a business or a property or even your house that you'd like to sell,
Private yacht?
yeah, we could be in space.
I'm not sure about space.
Well, all you have to do is contact us on info@thethaiger.com, and you can hire us up to a day or even a week, and we'll go to your property and do the show live.
Good Morning Thailand, coming your way.
400.
Welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Thailand. We've just got another 2 donations coming in from PG Santa. Thank you for your donation, PG Santa. He says, I lost all my money investing in vending machines.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you were investing in cryptocurrency or
Yeah.
the stock market, yesterday,
Sorry.
how's Florence? Yesterday, the stock market, it was just a sea of red. I was
Yeah.
looking at all the tables, and it was literally a sea of red. So anybody who's in crypto and the share market at the moment, yeah,
Or they just pulled out at the right time.
well, that's what's happening at the moment. There's a massive correction happening. It's not a crash, it's a sort of a slow motion train wreck, basically. So, our thoughts and prayers are with those people who have got money in crypto and the share market at the moment.
Yeah, another donation from Mr. Tripplejack82, paying in Australian dollars. He says, that's within my budget. I think I won the contest as the smartest giver. Thank you very much, Mr. Tripplejack82.
Appreciate it. Thank
and
you.
everyone who's donated, thank you very, very much. And they just keep on coming in. Guys, I've got to get on with the next story.
Yes.
But it's a good problem to have. Tony the Tiger with a donation, he says, so
Whoa.
all these super chat
Sorry.
money is going towards charity work instead of massage oil?
No, it's going to be given to the Bangkok Community Health.
Yes.
Bangkok Community. I'm sorry, I can't
Bangkok
remember.
Community Help.
Help, yes.
That's it.
With Friso and Greg, and they're remarkable people. They've got a very sophisticated organisation now, and the money goes directly to the people who really need it. And we've done quite a few reports about these people, this organisation, and I've met them personally. I rate them. They're 2 fine gentlemen, and Bangkok Community Help have been doing some great work.
We
And
must
that's-
give the people what they want.
Yeah.
Massage oil and Tim Newton.
And Tim's fart.
what?
Because Genghis Khan Tay says for $2, Tim really did fart. I think you just farted. Yeah. Please fart for money. That's our model now.
Oh no. I'm sure the viewers know about this, but there is actually a lucrative business where women and men, I'm guessing, sell their farts.
I'm sorry?
did the wrong
farts in a
business?
bottle.
My brother did that one.
There we
What?
go. There we go. Leah with groundbreaking information. Leah, tell us more about your brother selling his farts.
Well, when I was about 10 years old, my older brother farted in a jar and then put it on eBay, but no one bought it.
Oh, no one bought it, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
dear.
there are some people who do buy these farts because I don't know why one would do that.
I'm just sort of wondering if we could move on.
Yeah, the show's gone off the rails.
So
now.
They sent Leah to Thailand instead.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like, oh, Genghis Khan with another...
Triple
oh, right,
flyers.
you already mentioned that. Thank you, Natty. All right. Shall we
Canadian. Let's talk about the Canadian.
Let's talk
Quickly.
about the Canadian man.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
A Canadian man was arrested for stealing traffic barriers in Chiang Mai.
Yeah, this guy, he was driving around Chiang Mai in his sedan, and he was picking up steel traffic barriers, piling them on the top of his roof, and then driving along to the next lot. And
How is he picking up them? I mean, wasn't he like just... Aren't they like stuck to the ground?
No, they're
No,
not.
they're
They're
not,
very
yeah.
movable.
What do you mean steel barriers? As in the barriers that stop the cars from...
Oh no, not those ones. They're made out of not steel, but metal. They're metal looking.
well, steel's
Traffic barriers.
Yeah, but they're very
sorry.
light, though.
Oh, you
Yeah,
said...
they're reasonably light.
He stole the barriers. The barriers were not made of steel.
They were made of
stole.
steel.
And he stole it. Both
Or
can
metal.
happen at the same time.
Steel,
Yeah.
metal, traffic barriers.
There we go.
Well-
Steel, metal, traffic barriers.
So
Okay.
The metal traffic barriers. Anyway, it was later found out that this gentleman has some priors. He spent some time in prison. Indeed, he was only released in the last couple of weeks, and he decided that he would go out and start stealing barriers. And he was taking them to recycling centres and recycling the metal. So that's not a bad rort to get into. You probably, though, need to make sure that you cover up the registration plate on your car and that you're not driving in areas where there are CCTV cameras, because that's what led to his downfall. So, yeah, if you are a Canadian and you are living in Thailand, we probably don't recommend that you drive around picking up metal traffic barriers.
Yes, don't do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Louis Carbo's made another $100 donation, and he says, Jake, I get my messages... Oh, sorry. Oh, Jake. Oh, Jay, I think he's talking to me. Louis, it's Jayj, but I'll take Jake. You can call me whatever you want. Jake, I get my massages on Soy LK in Pattaya. I invite all of the Thaiger staff to join me in Pattaya Christmas Eve. It's decided. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be spending Christmas Eve, hopefully, in Pattaya with Lewis.
What, does anybody here know what Soy LK is?
Nope.
Lewis will probably tell us. I don't know. But yeah, that's a very, very kind invitation. I enjoy my turkey and plum pudding for Christmas.
Plum pudding. Is
Nettie.
that what you guys eat in Australia?
You've got to have plum pudding.
Plum pudding.
You've got to have plum
You've
pudding
gotta
for
have-
Christmas.
What's that called? Pecan pie. Oof.
Pecan.
Pecan.
You
That's
guys
not
eat
Christmas.
trifle.
Sorry?
Trifles?
A
What's
mere
that?
trifle.
What's that?
Oh, it's like I don't know, like it's a British pudding. Jason knows. Trifle, see? He knows.
Sticky date pudding.
No, dude.
I see.
Okay, we're talking desserts.
Anyways, thank you very much for the offer, Lewis. Hopefully we'll be rocking it with you in Christmas. Oh God, could you imagine Christmas with Lewis? I mean, he's off
Tim
the
massaging.
rails. He's just like enjoying Christmas. Turkeys everywhere. It's like the Great Gatsby type of feel. Anyways, moving on. It's now time to answer your questions and answers. Here's Leah with your queries.
Hello.
Hello.
Oi.
I think this is a question for Natty. It says, where is Henrietta?
Henrietta is located upstairs. We came downstairs, so she's resting, so the mom came by.
Yeah, we've decided to share with you the other family members of Henrietta. Who is this, Nettie?
This is Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh, of course. Yeah.
I have nothing to add.
Here's a question from a member called Mackie. It's for Jay. It says, Jay, how is the training going? Because you're looking buff.
Ooh.
Oh, am I? Oh, thank you very much, Mackie. The training has been awful lately.
Yes.
We've had to go to Phuket for a week.
Yes.
Just here and there. We've had to move offices, but and I'm actually going to Phuket tonight to do a shoot on Saturday, and then fly back Sunday morning to make it on time to work on Monday. And then me and Natty are off again, I think, next Wednesday on another project. So it's been
Where are you off to?
a hectic time. We're actually visiting Tyfex.
Tyfex.
Who?
Tyfex Anuga Asia 2022.
Oh, this is the food expo
Food,
thing.
yum, yum, yum.
Okay.
Yes.
Headline just come up on my phone. Thai Deputy Health Minister expects COVID-19 to be over by the end of the year.
Yay!
How does he know?
I don't know.
The virus must have whispered in his ear.
Yeah. Lewis Cabo with another $10
Lewis, stop it.
donation. He says, Tim Soy LK Metro. Lewis, you don't have to donate for the... you could just use the normal chat as well. But again, we appreciate it. Thank you
so
very much.
Leah.
Okay, this isn't a question, but it's a comment from a member, Greg Anderson. It says, telecommunication lines, Jay, not electrical lines that are more dangerous. People need to know the truth. Electrical lines are higher and protected.
Yes, stop spreading lies.
I apologize. I said power lines as...
Let's just call them black cabling.
Black cabling.
Black cabling.
So
mostly communications
They
cabling.
are. Thank you for clearing that up, commenter and Leah. Why do we call it power lines? Because everyone seems to call it power lines, but yes, they are communication lines.
Yes.
Is it just easier to say power lines?
No, it's just ignorant, basically.
Oh. Thank you for now making me more knowledgeable.
Yes.
I embrace my defaults and lack of knowledge. However, now I'm better for it.
Mind you, I wish we had a camera here for the 20 minutes before the show started, when it was like a Bollywood fest. He's not listening.
Shakaboom.
Sorry, say that again?
I'm not repeating
Oh
it.
no,
come on.
he
What
was
did
gonna
you
You
say?
should have been
sing.
listening to what I
What
was
did you
saying.
say?
He
I was
said-
reading a comment.
Sure, Leah.
Next question.
Yes, please.
This is a question from Carson. It's not related to the topics of the show, but it is related to current events. Do you think that monkeypox outbreak will be a serious problem?
Monkeypox? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, I've been reading about this the last 3 or 4 days. There have been smallish outbreaks of a virus called monkeypox, which is similar to cowpox and smallpox. It's not as serious as smallpox. It has a fatality rate of less than 1%. It is not anywhere near as virulent as something like COVID-19, and it's not a virus, it's not a respiratory virus like the coronaviruses, but it's been around for quite a long time, and there have been some small outbreaks. I figure that it's being reported just because I don't know why it's being reported. There are outbreaks of this virus from time to time. I suppose it's just the mood of the meeting. People are interested in all these new viruses. But it's different from smallpox, and you still get the same sort of lesions coming up on the body that take 2 to 3 weeks to disappear. The only way you can communicate it is to be fairly close to somebody. Wearing a face mask will stop the transmission generally, although if you touch the lesions, or the lesions flake off and the flakes float around in the air, you might be able to catch it that way. But people with the monkeypox usually get swollen lymph glands. So there you go. Nothing to worry about as far as I've read. But I don't know why it's been reported. I think it's just, I wouldn't call it fear-mongering, but I'd probably call it, the editors have said, oh, another virus, let's report about that.
All right, sorry, a quick mention. Mr. Tripplejack82 says, I don't know how to become a member of the Thaiger. There is no option for it on my phone for YouTube. Mr. Tripplejack82, there's actually, the only way to join is by pressing actually the join button. So what I suggest, if you're using your phone, try to click on the Thaiger page and go on the Thaiger channel, and on the top there will be a join button. Or you can use, it's a lot easier when you are using the web browser on a laptop. You can find the join button on our page or lower down on the video,
It's
just
blue.
under the
It's
like
a
button.
Blue button, isn't it?
Yeah.
The join, it's blue,
Yes.
blue button. And thank you for
Yeah.
for the question.
And Lewis Cabo has answered with another $10 donation saying, no worries, I will confirm the details for Christmas Eve.
Nice.
Christmas with Lewis. That's going to be a Christmas
That
special.
would be a series, yes.
All right. Yes, Leah.
And the pregnant pause is Leah just going through her notes.
A commenter, GRF Store, asked a question. Can whoever donates $200 come on the show as a special guest?
If you're donating $200, you can have the whole show to yourself, as far as I'm concerned. You deserve it.
Lewis, if you're ever in Bangkok, you're more than welcome to come and visit us, and we will give you the grand tour.
Absolutely.
And Poco Loco and everyone else.
Not everybody else.
No, the
And
special-
PG Santa.
No,
Yes,
of
yes.
course. Lewis is, the creme de la creme.
we
And,
basically don't
Poco
in-
Loco also a long-standing member. Yeah.
We don't encourage you to visit the offices, basically, because we've had a few security concerns in the past.
Yes.
Los Cabo again. Go Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay, and Jay.
It's the Packers.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, one more from you. Trying to get some sort of semblance of discipline and control here today. Severely lacking.
Captain Kremem has an idea to attract foreigners to Bangkok.
Ooh.
He says the best thing to do for foreigners is to have a single transport system instead of paying separately for the MRT, SRT, and BTS.
They have been trying to solve this for about 20 years. A single payment gate to be able to use all the public transport. Numerous people have tried, but they've failed. It's a very long, complex answer, and I can't remember all the details. Suffice to say that they have tried, but they haven't been able to do it. Now, in other countries, including when I went back to Melbourne, I was very happy to see that I could buy one pass and it'd get me on all sorts of different public transports, but they haven't been able to sort it out in Bangkok. It's a very, very good question.
Can I give you the short summary of
Sure.
why that is? It's because the BTS, the MRT, and Airport Rail Link, along with the BRT, which is the bus, and SRT, which is also another bus system, they're all run by different groups, and everybody wants to claim that this is their project. And to get them to glomp up together, it's almost like glomp together. It's almost like when Europe had to glomp their currencies. Everybody's like, but this is my currency. Nobody really wants to give up their project to a wider thing. So that's more of the problem.
But they should. Someone should take a stand and make it like one universal card for everything.
They should, but in the process, in the works.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
Like Nettie, I think you're in the same position as me. You have both a Metro and a BTS card.
Yes.
I just pay per journey.
And then
Sometimes the queues are very
you
long.
pay
though.
per journey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I go to
Wow.
I go to the machine. I pay per journey if I want to go from here to there, because I'm not a frequent daily user of the public transport.
Yeah.
Most of the public transport I use 90% of the time would be a motorcycle taxi.
Yeah. Is it the Rabbit card?
Yeah, the
That one's
Rabbit
a good card
BTS.
because you can use that for
Yeah.
7-Eleven as well.
Yes, you can. And also some, food courts.
Taxis? Buses?
Ultimately, you
No.
just want to be able to go swipe with your phone and
Yeah.
it's all paid, but they haven't got that introduced yet.
Yes. Tokyo is the worst, says Tony the Tiger. Something's bad happened to you there, Tony?
Oh, well, public transport can be very busy in Tokyo.
Oh, he's talking about the public transport. Okay.
Extremely efficient. Okay, one more.
Any other questions, Leah?
Teddy Bear asked, why was Tim not on the questioning panel? I think he's referring to
The Bangkok
Governor candidate questioning.
I can promise you that despite a lot of people thinking that the Thaiger is some enormous media organisation and millions of people watch this YouTube channel, the opposite is in fact true, and we are tiny minnows.
And millions of people do watch us, actually.
We're not Thai media. So the fact that Russel Crowe got invited on to that panel was because of a post he did last year about the cabling, the black cabling, and he's obviously popular in Thailand for whatever reason, and he seems to like Thailand and has sort of become a bit of an unofficial ambassador for the TAT. So we don't really get a rating.
It was and 5 other celebrities. It was more of an event to get the general public interested. Now,
Sure.
was Russell Crowe the man for the job? Was got us talking about it, so the expats are paying attention. And the other celebrities were Thai, so get the locals and Bangkokians involved as well. So, smart move by them. We've been talking about it for 3 days.
There you go.
Any last questions, Leah?
Teddy Bear, again,
Love Teddy
has
Bear.
another suggestion. Bangkok is sinking, take the cars off the roads and introduce boats.
Nice.
Well, it used to be the Venice of the East.
The Venice of the
Before
East.
they filled in half the canals, the clongs, And they're now trying to reintroduce or refurbish some of the bigger klongs and get back to some of the sort of canal living. It's certainly a great way to get around Bangkok, depending on where you need to go. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a Bangkok problem that the national government's going to have to throw money at this, and they're either going to have to relocate parts of Bangkok that are being inundated, or they're going to have to put up some huge levees. I used the word dikes last time and got myself in a lot of trouble, so I won't do that again.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got another donation from Hef NFT, who says, how is the marijuana there in Thailand and is it tolerated? So Tim, how is the marijuana in Thailand? You've rather tried different...
I've never smoked marijuana in my life.
Allegedly.
That's truthful. However, I have tried some of these CBD-infused foods and drinks.
Thanks to
You're
one
welcome.
good old Natty Warisa.
Which I've found horrendously expensive for absolutely no discernible difference in the taste. I was at a function last Friday, which was being held in M Quartier, and they had CBD-infused ice cream, which is about 3 times the cost of normal ice cream, and tasted, you'll be surprised, like ice cream.
But okay, so Natty had actually I'd done a taste challenge with Natty. She gotten all this, was it 0.2%?
Yes, THC.
THC, popcorn and jellies.
Cereal.
I tasted the popcorn. I found it quite disgusting because although I love popcorn, I don't want it to taste like marijuana.
Why not?
So I didn't enjoy it as much. Natty loved it. I think we had Caitlin. She enjoyed it, and none of us got high.
No,
Oh,
you're not going to get high.
Oh,
on this.
here we go.
You're not even going to get
Jason?
slightly high.
Sneak peek.
Right. Yes.
This is exclusive information for the Thaiger viewers watching currently. One person did get extremely elevated. He was flying for a couple of hours.
I don't believe that. The stuff that they're putting into these CBD products are based on an extremely low 0.2% THC level, and you're going to have vast quantities that's going to give you a bad headache before you get any high out of it. And we got strong messages from, what are we trying to say, Chai? Just say it.
It says it's been 1 hour now.
Oh,
Okay,
Is
so we
what
have
I'm
to
saying.
go.
We're going to cut in about 3. Did we cut already? We're still there. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you for joining the show today. Thank you for everyone who has donated.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate your donations. We really appreciate all our members and all the viewers watching us right now. There's about 487 people watching us. Please click the like button if you've enjoyed
And
the show so
TikTok.
far.
Oh,
and
yeah,
TikTok Live. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. As for now, I'd like to say thank you to Tim Newton and Natty Warisa, as well as Leah.
Princess Leia.
Princess Leia. Let's just call her Princess Leia.
Leia,
You've got to
yes.
respect
Princess
her
Leia.
pronunciation.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Princess
Well, it's
Leia.
either that or Darth Vader, so...
All that, yeah. Thank you very much. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We hope you have a great Friday, even better weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.